The White Lotus Explained, Season 3, Episode 7, Killer Instincts. Rick Hatchett uses filmmaker Frank as cover to reach Jim Hollinger, the resort co-owner who murdered Rick's father decades ago, armed with a weapon from Bangkok contact Rupert. Greg Hunt, claiming to be Gary, hosts a dinner party, while Belinda knows he's actually Greg from Season 1, possibly fleeing investigation into a mysterious drowning connected to Tanya McCoy's suspicious death. Timothy Ratliff maintains the phone confiscation, hiding federal charges, while business associate Kenny testifies, and prosecutors prepare to freeze assets, seize the house, and send him to prison. But son Saxon's entire identity depends on the family business succeeding.
Rick arrived at Jim Hollinger's house carrying the weapon Rupert provided, using filmmaker Frank as cover for a documentary interview. Jim has no idea Rick discovered the decades-old murder.
Does Jim suspect anything?
He's recovering from strokes and believes it's a documentary about the resort. Chelsea knows Rick is armed but doesn't intervene.
Greg hosted a dinner party, while Belinda knows he's actually Greg from Season 1 who dated Tanya, possibly fleeing investigation into a mysterious drowning. Resort management dismissed her evidence and refuses police contact.
She's walking into confrontation with a fugitive that management protects.
Why would she go?
She reported everything to Fabian, who warned her not to stir up trouble about guests with colorful pasts. She's on her own if Greg is dangerous.
Rick gets Jim alone and reveals his identity as the son of the man Jim murdered. He confronts him with the weapon.
Does he shoot him?
No. When faced with a frail elderly man recovering from strokes, Rick cannot complete the killing.
His decades-long revenge mission ends in unexpected mercy. Jim falls during the confrontation and requires medical attention. But Rick and Chelsea flee Bangkok before anyone understands what happened.
Rick gains closure through restraint instead of murder.
Does Chelsea know he failed?
They're fleeing together. She followed him through everything despite knowing his violent intentions.
Greg offers Belinda $100,000 in exchange for silence about his identity and location. He frames it as what Tanya would have wanted, since Tanya promised funding that never materialized.
Wait, is this hush money or compensation?
Both. It's buying her silence about a fugitive possibly connected to Tanya's suspicious death, but positioned as fulfilling Tanya's broken promise.
Belinda refuses to decide immediately because she's caught between genuine financial need and becoming complicit. Zion advises pragmatic silence, but the moral weight is enormous.
What does Greg want from her?
Just silence. Don't reveal his location. Don't tell anyone he's actually Greg from Season 1. Let him disappear.
And she's considering it?
The money could change her life, but accepting makes her complicit in whatever Greg is fleeing.
Greg reveals to Chloe his childhood trauma about repeatedly watching his parents have sex. He wants Saxon to help recreate this voyeuristic scenario as some kind of sexual healing.
He wants Saxon to do what exactly?
Chloe attempts recruiting Saxon into the arranged scenario where he would participate while Greg watches, recreating his childhood experience.
Saxon refuses. This explains why Greg was unexpectedly permissive about Chloe's infidelity with both brothers and demanded they attend his dinner party. He was engineering this psychosexual fantasy all along.
So the whole thing fails?
Yes. There are limits to how much he can manipulate people into performing his trauma.
Saxon confesses to Timothy that his entire identity depends on the family business succeeding. He has no interests, no hobbies, no backup plan.
Does Timothy tell him the truth?
Anguished. He can't, distressed, revealing that Kenny is testifying, assets will freeze, the house will be seized, and prison is inevitable would destroy Saxon.
Timothy realizes he's trapped because his son's entire identity depends on what's about to collapse. Prosecutors prepare charges, and Timothy contemplates suicide as his only remaining option.
Serious, it's suggested through imagined voices and visual symbolism rather than explicit planning.
Does Victoria still not know?
She remains completely unaware while her husband considers ending his life.
The title Killer Instincts refers to characters who possess capacity for violence or manipulation. Rick carries a weapon but chooses restraint. Greg engineers psychosexual scenarios, but Saxon refuses. Alexi runs romance scams that Lori finally recognizes.
What happened with Lori?
Her sexual encounter with Alexei immediately became a romance scam when he requested $10,000 and his angry girlfriend arrived. She fled the obvious con.
Rick gains closure through mercy. Belinda faces complicity for financial security. Timothy contemplates suicide while maintaining the information prison. And Piper's monastery escape becomes complicated when Lachlan announces he wants to join her.
Will she let him?
Her reaction is uncertain rather than enthusiastic. His presence might complicate the escape she's been planning.
Multiple confrontations reach unexpected resolutions. Violence that doesn't happen, manipulation that fails, and characters choosing restraint when they possess capacity for destruction. While Timothy's denial becomes literally suicidal, and Greg's hush money offer forces Belinda into impossible moral calculus.
Rick and Chelsea fled Bangkok before anyone understood what happened. Greg's cash sits on the table, waiting for Belinda's answer. Timothy owns a gun.